Giving your child a 5-minute warning before turning off the screen doesn't prevent tantrums, it causes them. And once you understand the biological reason why, screen time battles stop. Not eventually, but in minutes. Because the meltdown doesn't start when the screen turns off. It starts much earlier, the moment you announce the end is coming. Most parents believe they are being fair, providing a transition, and respecting their child's time. But in reality, you are just counting down to a neurochemical explosion. You are accidentally inducing a state of withdrawal and then wondering why your child is acting like a different person. Today, we are going to look at what almost no one explains, why your kind warnings are backfiring, and the specific 2-minute shift that changes the chemistry of your home forever. Let me show you exactly how this plays out in real life, in thousands of homes, every single evening. It's early evening. You've had a long day. The tablet or the TV bought you just enough silence to finally breathe, to cook dinner, or to simply think for a second without being interrupted. You walk in and you say it, calmly, reasonably, just like the experts told you, 5 more minutes. Your child nods. They don't even look up from the screen, but they heard you. No argument, no resistance, and that's the trap. Because in your mind, a contract has been signed. But in their brain, a clock has started ticking toward a perceived threat. When those 5 minutes end, the second your hand reaches for that screen, everything explodes. Screaming, kicking. A level of rage that feels wildly out of proportion to a simple device. And the most unsettling part? You didn't do anything wrong. You followed the advice. You were fair. So why does it feel like betrayal every single time? And in that moment of chaos, your brain starts searching for an explanation. Your mind begins to tell you a story. They're defying me. They're addicted. They're testing my limits to see how much they can get away with. So you escalate. You use a firmer voice. You reach for a stronger consequence. You feel a wave of guilt because you're losing the patience you promised yourself you'd keep. You believe your child is making a conscious choice to be difficult. But here's the uncomfortable truth most parenting advice avoids. You're responding as if your child can decide to be calm when biologically they no longer can. This isn't a lack of discipline, it's a total loss of access to self-control. Their thinking brain has been hijacked by a digital loop. If you miss this distinction, everything you do next only makes the fire burn hotter. This is where the usual advice quietly falls apart. Screens don't just entertain a child. They flood the developing brain with reward signals, dopamine, faster and more intensely than real life ever could. It is a high-speed fire hose of stimulation. While this is happening, the part of the brain that listens, reasons, and handles transitions simply goes quiet. So when you explain, negotiate, or give warnings, you're talking to a system that isn't there. You are speaking to a brain that is chemically submerged. When the screen disappears suddenly, the nervous system panics. Not emotionally, but physiologically. It is a biological crash, which means the meltdown isn't a reaction to your rule. It's a reaction to a sudden drop in neurochemicals. Their brain is literally gasping for its next hit, and once you see the problem clearly, the solution becomes very specific. Think of it like a deep-sea diver. If you pull a diver from the deep ocean to the surface too quickly, their body goes into shock. This is exactly what's happening in your living room. The digital world is the deep ocean, intense, high pressure, and high reward. The real world is the surface. Most parents are accidentally giving their children the bends by snatching the device away. We aren't just changing an activity, we are changing their entire internal environment. This is why a simple warning isn't enough. You wouldn't yell at a diver to just surface faster. You would give them time to decompress. That decompression is what we are building now. Stopping tantrums isn't about control, it's about managed descent. I call this process the Dopamine Bridge. It's not a rule you enforce, and it's not a warning you shout from the hallway. It is a controlled 2-minute transition that manually lowers the chemical intensity before the screen ever turns off. You are essentially building a ramp from the digital world back to the real world, but here's what most parents never realize. They sabotage the bridge before they even start. They try to build it while they are already frustrated, and that's why tonight explodes. If the bridge doesn't have a solid foundation of connection, it collapses every time. This is exactly where most advice stops. It tells you what limits to set, how many hours, which apps, but it never tells you how to land the nervous system once those limits arrive. You already know the 5-minute warning isn't a neutral tool, it's a trigger. You know the brain is chemically overstimulated and the listening center is offline. But there is one final mechanism, a psychological handshake that determines whether your child follows you out of the digital world or fights you to stay in it. If you miss this handshake, no method, no matter how scientific, will work. You are about to learn the 3 steps that bypass the power struggle entirely. Here's how the dopamine bridge actually works. Step 1. Passive entry. Don't announce yourself from the doorway. Don't shout about the time. Walk in and sit down beside them. Say nothing. 30 to 60 seconds is enough. This tells their nervous system that you are not a predator coming to steal their joy. You are a safe presence. Predators interrupt and snatch. Leaders arrive calmly and join the space. By simply being there without a demand, you are already beginning to pull them back to reality. Step 2. Curious query. Ask one neutral question about what they are doing, not about the rules, not about the time. Who's that character? Or how did you build that? This simple question forces their thinking brain to click back online. To answer you, they have to shift from passive consumption to active communication. You are not distracting them. You are restoring their internal regulation. You are helping them find their voice again. Step 3. Narrative handover. Now comes the transition. Show me one last thing, then we put the tablet to its bed to charge. Notice the shift. You aren't snatching a device, you are finishing a story. You are giving them the power to choose the final moment of their high. The screen doesn't vanish, it completes a cycle. And when it finally goes dark, the crash never comes, because the descent already happened while you were sitting there. Now I know what some of you are thinking. What if my child screams the moment I sit down beside them? Or, what if they tell me to go away before I even ask a question? This is the resistance phase, and it's actually a sign that the method is working. If your child reacts aggressively to your mere presence, it proves how deep they are in that dopamine loop. Their brain sees your physical body as a threat to their chemical high. In these moments, your only job is to remain an immovable anchor. Don't argue. Don't defend yourself. Don't say, "I'm just trying to help." Just stay. By staying calm and silent in the face of their resistance, you are physically demonstrating that you are in control of the environment. You are showing them that their emotional storm cannot blow you away. Usually, after 60 to 90 seconds of your quiet presence, their nervous system will realize you aren't attacking, and they will naturally soften. That is the moment you move to step 2. Don't rush the bridge. If the foundation is shaky, wait an extra minute. The time you invest in step 1 saves you an hour of screaming later. And this is the part almost no one sees. The tantrum was never really about the screen or the game. It was about sudden isolation, a nervous system being dropped into the cold silence of the real world without any support. The dopamine bridge works because by the time the screen ends, you are already there. You haven't just ended a session, you've caught a falling child. You aren't the enforcer of a rule, you are the regulator of their safety. This isn't permissive parenting where they get whatever they want. It is neurological leadership. You are guiding them through a digital world their ancient brains weren't built to handle alone. Once you see this, you can't unsee it. If this felt uncomfortably familiar, this channel is for parents navigating realities no one prepared us for. We are dismantling the myths of modern parenting to find the science of real connection. Subscribe if you want strategies that work with the brain, not against it. We are building a community where leadership replaces power struggles. And tell me in the comments, which app or game causes the biggest battle in your home? You're not alone in this struggle. I'll see you in the next video.